peace, progress, and prosperity. Always remember, you are not alone. So these are some of the things that I listed that that helps in recovery, and some of them are they are not just theories. They are things that has worked for me personally. So number one, professional guidance. You need to speak to someone who has experience in recovery. You need to talk to a trained professional, therapists, counselors, addict specialists if you can find them. They have the knowledge and the skill to guide you through your recovery process. Number two is the holistic approach of treatments, the mind-body connection. This is where it's not just taking care of your physical health, it's also taking care of your mental health and keeping you away from the substance. That's the wholesome treatment. That's like giving you the entire package of recovery. It's not just don't do the substance again. It's also finding out why you keep going back to that substance. What are the things that trigger you? And what are the things that can help you stay away? How to rewire your brain. It took a lot of work to rewire my brain during my recovery process. And if you don't have all the support and the resources you need, it's not easy, but it is doable. I keep saying it is not easy, but it is doable. Now, you need skill development, good coping mechanisms, and healthy habits. These are skills that are very, very, very important to your recovery. You need professionals to teach you good coping mechanisms, exercise, work out, read a book, talk to someone, go out, do something else other than that thing that you're craving that is detrimental to your health. You need emotional support. This one worked for me, emotional support. I had a couple of people on my side, my loved ones, who were there for me emotionally. Shout out to one of my aunts. I'm hoping she watches this episode. In fact, I'll make her watch it. She didn't judge me, but she also did not accommodate my smoking habits. She made me understand what I was doing to myself. And she was, I don't know how she managed to do it. She was there for me, but she did not empower me to continue. Like every time while I relapsed, every time I bombed the smoke, I'll always remember her saying, I don't disappoint this woman. This woman, yeah, she go, And for me, it was one of the things that encouraged me to quit. It was one of the pillars in my journey of recovery. She never, even if she judged me, she managed not to show it that she was judging me. She was very supportive of my recovery, and that is one of the benefits of emotional help. Emotional support rather, so that you don't feel alone and judged in your journey of recovery. It is essential to have emotional support. Number 5 is preventing relapse. What are the things that you can do to prevent relapse? Seeking professional help, having emotional support, skill development, and safeguarding your process or your relapse prevention plan. What is that plan that you have put in place so that you don't relapse? You have to safeguard it jealously. It becomes a personal thing. In fact, if it's deep enough, it becomes very spiritual for you. So it's very important. It helps you prevent relapse. It's like the last gates that you kind of have to pass through. Once you can secure that, my brother, you are good to go. Now, you need to build your resilience. I think that's another thing that recovery. That's another thing that recovery taught me, building my resilience. I thought maybe I was a resilient human being until I had to fight my addiction. That was when my resilience hit a whole new level. It kind of tests you as a person. So are you capable of saying no to this thing that you've lived with for 5-6 years? Is it possible? Are you strong enough? So it helps improve your mental health, and you need to find a strengthening relationship, maybe in your family or with your therapist or with your friend who's also trying to recover. And you need to foster an understanding that all of you are on this journey together. And you also need a community. that was one of the things that I lacked in my journey to recovery. I didn't have a community of people who were recovering because there was that stigma of actually speaking up. Like one of the things I experienced was that stigma. Like I couldn't just walk up to anybody and say, "Oh, more, I'm trying to like fight this. I need people who can help me through this journey." So there wasn't that community of recovering addicts for me. I had to go through it all alone, which made it tougher. But for like, it's easier if you have a group of people, maybe 2 or 3, or maybe even one person that you share your struggles with, like, bro, this is how I'm feeling today. This is what I've gone through. This is that, and that person shares too, and you guys walk on the way forward. That really, really, really helps. So we also need to like, and I think this goes out to everybody. We need to like reduce the stigma. So we need to like normalize seeking help. One of the things that hindered me was the stigma. How are they going to look at me? How are they going to judge me? You know, all those internal monologues and questions running through my head. And it didn't help me, but in the long run, I overcame it. But because it was there, it made my journey longer and more tedious. So generally, as a society, we need to like reduce stigma towards people who are, you know, trying to recover, addicts who are trying to recover. First of all, it's not easy to be addicted to something because then it becomes part of you. So now to have to take that part of you away is a lot of work. So we need to give credits to people who are strong enough to even want to try. People who don't want to try, fine. Do whatever you like with them. Judge them, hang them up. They've decided not to do their best. But you see people who have actually come forward, the fact that they have a problem and they're working on it, I think they deserve to be empowered to move forward. So now let us talk about, you know, life after recovery. You've managed to, you know, go like 3 months now, and you're feeling good. You're not going through withdrawal symptoms. You know, you feel like you can do this. You're on your feet. So what are the things that can, you know, keep that process going? Number 1, reflect on your values. Take time to reflect on your core values. What are those things that matter to you? Focus on them. They're very, very helpful. Number 2, set meaningful goals. Okay, so I want to go the next 3 months without smoking. I've gone 3 months. I want to do another 3 months. Hit it. I've done 6 months. I'm not feeling up to it. Let me do 2 months or 1 month. Hit it. It's step by step. It's a procedure. You can't get there in one day. It takes time. You also need to practice self-care. I keep saying this. You need to take care of yourself. You need to, you know, prioritize your self-care. Don't ignore the things that, you know, that make you feel healthy, that are good for your health, that are good for your mental health. Don't take them out of your routine. Engage in activities that nourish your health, that nourish your emotional and physical health and your entire well-being as a person. You need to explore new interests also. You need to embrace opportunities to explore new hobbies. One of the things that I found out that I enjoyed doing during my process of recovery was boxing. I found out that, you know, that ability to calculate mentally, you know, exert yourself physically is you know, basically it's a new frontier for me, and it was very, very, very helpful. So you need to explore new interests, embrace opportunities to explore new hobbies, activities, or experiences that bring joy, fulfillment, and the sense of accomplishment. I'm still waiting for the day that I'm going to get in my first sparring session with someone. So far, it's just been me and, you know, shadow boxing, punching a bag. Now I'm waiting for the day I'm actually going to face someone, and, you know, we're going to get off to it. I'm just excited about it. Also, you need to foster healthy relationships. I feel the healthier the relationship, the easier it's going to be for you. It's very, very, very important. Like the caliber of people you have around you in your journey to recovery is going to help you a lot. You need to celebrate your milestone. You need to practice gratitude. Every day when I wake up, I always thank God that at least I'm alive today. Even if I don't get what I will chop, even if I don't know what I'm going to do with myself that day, even if the day doesn't look like it's going to be there, I still thank God for that opportunity to wake up. It goes beyond that. You need to be thankful for the air you breathe, the milestones that you've been able to achieve. The fact that you're even thinking that there's a problem and you're trying to quit, you need to be helpful. You need to cultivate a mindset that, you need to be thankful. Sorry, I just said helpful. You need to cultivate a mindset that shows gratitude towards even the things that you think don't matter. It helps you rewire your brain to the positive aspects of life. You start thanking God, or you start thanking the universe for things that, you wouldn't naturally thank God for. You start seeing the color and the positivity in life. It's very, very, very important. Also, I think that for me, this is like the final step. You need to give back. You need to consider giving back to your community or supporting people who are going through the same process as you after your recovery. This is my own way of giving back. I found out that some of the things that destroy men in the world today is their inability to express themselves and to also be heard and to also share their problems and their struggles. A lot of men feel alone in their struggles. So it's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. This is my way of giving back to men or to the world and letting the world know that you are not alone. I keep saying this, you are not alone, my brother. No matter what you are going through, there's also someone else out there who probably even has it worse than you. So first of all, thank God for your problems. If they say everybody should put their problems on the floor now, and pick it back after 1 second, you probably won't find your own, because someone else will feel like this guy's problem is lesser than my own. Let me take it. So thank God for what you have, no matter what you are going through. Always be thankful. And remember, you are not alone. It is very important. Now, you also need to seek professional guidance. I've said this before. I believe people who are skilled in the art of recovery, people who have experience, people who are professionals, who have the knowledge, are going to be very, very helpful to your journey, no matter how hard it gets. Now, you need to embrace change and stay committed. Things are going to change the moment you decide they have to change. If you don't want them to change, they won't change. The moment you decide that there has to be change is going to come. It might take a while, but it will come. But you have to learn to embrace it. You have to learn to accommodate it. You have to learn to accept it. You have to learn to change. And you also need to stay committed to your recovery. You've relapsed, fine, you've relapsed. Now you are in recovery mode. You need to stay committed to recovery. Otherwise, you end up in a loop that is even worse than addiction. Abstinence, relapse, abstinence, relapse. And then it keeps getting worse. The dance is there, it keeps getting worse. You need to stay committed. Commitment isn't easy. Commitment is one of the hardest things to do. But trust me, if you have that mindset that you can do it and you want to do it, it's not impossible. It's difficult, but it's not impossible. Now, let's talk about the role of a support network, like I earlier mentioned. And some of the things that a support network brings to you is emotional support, reduced isolation, encouragement and motivation. Shout out to my auntie once again and my mom. Accountability. You are accountable to a group of people who are going through the same process as you. Coping strategies. People will share their coping strategies with you, and that might just be the thing that you need to survive and stay committed. Normalization. Let's be part of a supportive network that reduces the stigma of recovery and addiction. Addiction and recovery, rather. We also need to share our resources. So, what are the things that helped you in your recovery process? That's one of the things that a supportive network gives you: the sharing of resources, positive social interaction, problem solving, reduced stress, healthy relationships, hope and resilience. I can't stress this enough. It's not easy to be resilient. but focus on hope and the future, and resilience becomes a tad bit easier. That's just it. Mutual learning. Being part of a network that allows individual to like evolve, learn more about themselves, do some introspection, dig deep, find out where the problem is coming from, address it from the root, and move on. Celebrating your milestones. A community that helps you celebrate your milestones. It's like it encourages you. It's part of encouragement and motivation. And also, a support network gives you stability. Like, if you have to like be accountable to a group of people once in a week, that's some level of, it's a micro habit. And then it brings some form of stability into your life. And trust me, just that cycle, just that go to this group once a week can help you a lot in your journey. So the recovery phase is usually tough. I mean, getting out, deciding to get out is, but actually getting out is the task. And a support network plays a very, very integral role. Your mindset, your commitment, and a support network plays in a strong part in your, on your journey to recovery. And building and nurturing connections from your support network will make the journey easier. Trust me, I'm telling you this from experience. If I had more people on my team who were there to like, push me, encourage me further, I'm sure I would have, quit way earlier than I did. So the journey to recovery starts from within. That's another thing. On a very final note, the journey to recovery starts from within. A lot of people can tell you, you have to stop, you have to quit, you have to work on it. They can keep telling you that for the next 10 years, and you didn't do anything, nothing will change. But you see, the moment you decide within you that you have to do this, that's the day you wake up. And it has to come from inside you. That judgment has to come from inside you, no matter the amount of outside pressure. If it doesn't come from inside you, if you don't justify it internally, the way you justified that substance abuse internally, now you have to justify abstinence and recovery internally. That's the way it works. If you don't do that, it's going to be very, 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 very difficult or a rough path to recovery. And I want to say thank you once again for doing this with me. I remain my brother's keeper till the day I die. My name is Onola Fatoba. Please like this video, leave a comment below. Let's know what struggles you've gone through in your process of recovery and how you were able to go through it. And don't forget to subscribe. See that button, click it. Click it if you haven't. And thank you very much once again. My name is Onola Fatoba, and see you on the next episode. Remember, peace, progress, prosperity. Peace, progress, prosperity. And don't forget, you are not alone.